Hi, I'm Dr. Joan Friedman. Welcome back to Twin Tuesday. In my years of dealing with twins and talking about, their histories and what made it difficult for them to grow up and feel like a separate and unique individual, most always go back to three central themes, which is the theme of conflict, the theme of caretaking, and the theme of competition. And I've spoken about these three elements often because there's core beliefs and core issues that affect most twinships. But I think the caretaking piece is so interesting because there's so much ambivalence involved in caretaking. Someone might be thrust into a caretaking role, has a parentified role with their twin for one reason or another. And so that twin is filled up with a sense of responsibility and a sense of importance, but also a sense of resentment and anger because they also wanted someone to take care of them, but they were doing all the caretaking. And then the twin who is being cared for is often really angry that he or she's in this kind of put down position. And they often feel that their parentified twin is being condescending, being controlling, being insensitive. And they want out of this role of being cared for. But the dynamic of the twinship is really balanced on that particular tension between the two of them. So the caretaking ambivalence, of course, gives rise to conflict as so many other aspects of the twinship does also in terms of having to share and compete for time and attention and love. And without anyone breaking into these dynamics as the twins are growing up, they rear their ugly heads. Often in latency age children, when different friendships want to be pursued, or in adolescence, when there's a search for one's own identity, or in adulthood, where romantic attachments come between the twins. So the whole developmental line is kind of fraught with one problem or another. If parents can't be engaged and educated as to that these are normal developmental consequences of growing up with a twin, but there's many things that parents can do, many strategies they can learn, many philosophies they can adopt in order to minimize that these particular concepts will ultimately give rise to problems as the twins get older. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week.